Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the weekly news roundup, as we always do every Saturday at 4 p.m. We take you through what's been happening in the world of the news in the week. And to begin with, my name is Chris Mololo. Our sign language interpreter is Irene Chebiwot. So here are the weekly stories that we have for you. President William Ruto has ignited what could become a clash between the executive and the legislature, accusing members of the National Assembly of fostering corruption by demanding bribes from cabinet secretaries and governors. Speaking during the devolution conference in Homa Bay County, the head of state criticized lawmakers for allegedly turning parliamentary committees into money-minting schemes rather than focusing on their oversight mandate. Ruto urged both houses of parliament to uphold integrity and accountability, warning that the misuse of legislative authority undermines public trust in the country's governance. Moving on, the government announced plans to bury all unidentified bodies exhumed from Shakahola in Kilifi County. This follows delays in the identification process, with DNA sample analysis taking longer than expected. Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen revealed that families of the victims have not come forward to assist in the identification, slowing down the conclusion of the process. He noted that more than 300 bodies remain unidentified. Authorities say the mass burial will allow the government to manage the remains respectively, while investigations into the Shakahola tragedy continue. The Democratic Action Party Kenya, DAPK, has formed a panel to address ongoing leadership wrangles that have threatened to destabilize the party. The panel will bring together various factions to resolve disputes and restore unity in the party's top ranks, with a focus on safeguarding its political agenda ahead of the next general elections. In a statement, the party accused President William Ruto of attempting to interfere with its internal affairs by undermining the leadership of Chairman Eugene Wamalwa. DAPK claims that the alleged plan is part of a wide strategy to destabilize political organizations perceived as threats to the president's re-election ambitions in 2027. The party warned that such actions risk eroding Kenya's democratic space and weakening political pluralism. It vowed to resist any form of external interference while pursuing dialogue and consensus to resolve its internal disputes and strengthen its position in the country's political landscape.
They have got a mandate to listen to both the petitioners and the respondents and take their views in a fair hearing and come up with a recommendation. Those recommendations should be forwarded to the National Executive Council within the next 30 days.
Nataka niseme kwa Bwana William Ruto, if you think you are going to infiltrate this party the way you did the Jubilee Party of Uhuru Kenyatta, we want to tell you that we have our eyes open. We will not allow you to kill democratic parties such as ours or to undermine multi-party democracy.
Our country has suffered because of a lack of accountable leadership within the higher echelons of government. Nataka uongozi wetu, transparency, democracy na integrity financier at the highest level of government. So today we are speaking as NEC, the highest decision-making body of this party.
For 20 sitting days after walking out in protest during a ministerial response on the Kware dump site killings, Speaker Moses Wetangula ruled that her conduct amounted to contempt under Standing Order number 107, barring her from entering the precincts of Parliament or using its facilities during the suspension. The standoff began after Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen revealed that 17 packages containing human remains had been retrieved from the Embakasi quarry dump site. Forensic analysis identified 5 victims, and Murkomen said a multi-agency operation was underway to apprehend prime suspect Collins Jumaisi Khalusha, who escaped from Gigiri police station on August 20th alongside 12 others. Visibly agitated, Wamushomba accused the cabinet secretary of failing the victims' families, lamenting that it had been 3 months since the suspects escaped. Her decision to walk out prompted Wetangula to describe the act as total discourtesy before ordering the suspension. Now, elsewhere, more than 8,000 chiefs and their sub-chiefs are set to undergo training on security and lawful conduct in a nationwide capacity building programs spearheaded by the Interior Ministry. According to Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen, the initiative will equip the administrators with skills to combat corruption, gender-based violence, illegal drug trade, and boundary disputes. The program also aims to strengthen their ability to uphold the law and serve communities effectively. Already, 1,000 chiefs and sub-chiefs have commenced training at the Embakasi Police College, with the remaining officers expected to join in phases. Murkomen said the government is committed to ensuring local administratives have the necessary knowledge and tools to address emerging security challenges across the country.
Security framework. By enforcing law and order right at the grassroots, you provide a strong backdrop of our bottom-up economic transformation agenda. This, coupled with increased empowerment of the citizenry, high expectations, as well as this, coupled with the increased empowerment of the citizenry, high expectations, as well as changing security dynamics, calls for continuous learning and adoption. It is with this realization that the Kenya Kwanza administration, right at the onset, acknowledged training and capacity building for civil servants as a major driver for effective service delivery. And that is contained in the Kenya Kwanza manifesto, that training of civil servants to have an effective public service is extremely important. Training is important because of the changing times. How we used to do things 20 years ago, when most of you were employed, is not the way we do them today. The application of technology, the changing times in terms of closer personal relations makes it important for us to have continuous training. There is need to ensure that all our civil servants are empowered, well-trained, and well-equipped with prerequisite skills and knowledge to serve the citizens effectively. This is a need that we have confirmed during our security and service delivery forums dubbed Jukwaa la Usalama. Our officers continue to raise concerns that affect the delivery of service, among them delayed training. And most of you are here, the last training that happened was 2018, meaning that we are moving to closer to 8 years of service. Some of you were employed. How many of you are employed within the last 8 years? Just raise your hand, you don't have to stand. Wow. So it's all of you. Who was not there, who was employed before 2018 and is here for training? So even though, does that mean even though we trained 2018 last group, you are the ones who remained as a result of that training?
Yes, sir.
Allah. That compounds even the problem, because we are here praising ourselves. Okay, let me ask another question. And this is, I'm trying to make it as interactive because of the experience of Jukwa. How many people here were employed in 20?
Lastly, residents of Ntikuruma area in Nanyuki are up in arms over a wave of livestock killings that has left them counting heavy losses. They say unknown individuals have been slaughtering their cattle at night, with at least 20 cows reported killed so far. The community accuses security agencies of neglecting the area despite repeated reports, a situation they say has fueled fear and anger among herders. Many now worry about their livelihoods, which heavily depend on livestock rearing. Local leaders are calling for urgent intervention to curb the attacks, warning that continued action could escalate tensions in the area.
Wakavamia wakang'oa girofu ili tusiwaone usiku, wakahama. Wameiba hata kwa jirani yangu, wamekuja wakachijia ng'ombe kwa geti yangu. Mimi ujumbe ni kwa wale wanaiba. Nawaambia hivi, muachane na kuiba. Mumetuhangaisha ya kutosha, mumekula vitu ya wenyewe bure.
Juzi tulizika pasta moja hapa few meters kutoka hapa tuko. Hata hakumaliza wiki mbili akiwa kwa shimo, ng'ombe zake zikaenda zikiwa 2. Same week kukaibiwa zingine upande huu karibu kwa mzee mwingine anaitagwa Muriithi baba Ede, zikaibiwa hapo. Kadume following day kukaibiwa kadume kengine kalienda kuchikiwa huko pande ya Githinjiro.
Imekuwa ikihappen si mara ya kwanza, si mara ya pili, si mara ya tatu. Venye tumekuja hapa sisi wote tumetazama, tumeona zile ng'ombe zenye zote zimechijiwa hapa. This one has to come to a stop.
Nikaandikisha ombi na sikusaidika juu hakuna umbwa ilikuja kufuata hao waizi, na wakati wa mwisho nikaulizwa, "Mbona wewe mama unalala ukiwa na ng'ombe?" Sasa nikajiuliza, nitakuwa nalala na ng'ombe kwa rumu yangu ama nitalala kwa ng'ombe?
Ni security team inafaa itumwe hapa. Vile walikuwa wanatumana wakati wa maandamano, mpaka wanachukua reinforcement from Keganjo. Waende hizo reinforcement walete mashina.
Weekly roundup for this week, but of course for more stories you can visit our website is www.sciencetv.co.ke. Of course we will be back here with the weekend edition of Prime News at 7 p.m. My name is Chris Mololo. Our sign language interpreter has been Irene Chebiwot. We wish you a nice time and keep it Science TV as you enjoy watching our programs. Goodbye for now.